Hi there, this is Tatia with Rangers of Wrestling, and I'm joined by CR21, my newly appointed co-host CR21, and my very special guest, Brett J. Rasmussen. And tonight we're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw. Holy cow!
Yeah!
Welcome to Monday Night
Raw. Monday Night Raw opened up with a returning John Cena. Holy cow. What did you guys think of this? Hold on. So first, he said he's back because of the fans, number one. He said that the fans cheer for him and boo for Reigns. This was my favorite part. He said that Roman Reigns was overexposed, overrated, overprotected gimmick. And then Matt Riddle comes out and they do a whole bro.
You missed one big, huge line.
Oh, he called Roman Reigns an a-hole.
He called him an a-hole, and it was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, so you blow it out.
I popped so hard. So we already knew that John Cena was going to open Raw. We already knew that. That was already the plan. And I was mind you, I was hype. I was popping along with the crowd also. It's so nice to just see John Cena back. I've always been a fan of John Cena. The wrestler, the man, the character. Yes, it was frustrating during the reign of terror during 2009 and 2010. But that's not because of John Cena. Actually, yes and no. But regardless.
Hold on, Brett. Hold on. Shadori Noah says that you're his favorite co-host of mine.
Yeah! All right. Thank you. Go subscribe to my channel. I talk about more stuff, and I will be covering wrestling in a little bit. Then later.
AEW. No.
Oh, hold on. You guys worried off topic. Let's talk about John Cena.
AEW. What?
Let's talk about John Cena. Talk about AEW later.
Wait. I thought you brought me here to talk about AEW Elevation.
Listen, that was before the stream started. Now let's get back to talking about John Cena.
Well,
okay,
bye.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Go ahead. What was your thoughts on this, Brett?
It was fantastic. John Cena, I love it that he doesn't need a script. He can totally go ahead and just cut a promo, and it's great, and it lands, and it's progressing the story between him and Roman. And God, what a fantastic moment where Matt Riddle comes out because he's about to be in a 6-man tag. John Cena's still in the ring and going oh, wait, I get it. Bro. And they're just broing at each other. It's great. And this is very much just WWE and John Cena going, this is your next big guy. Matt Riddle is your next big guy. And I love that. Matt Riddle's in the best storyline on Raw with RK Bro and Randy Orton. He's funny. Weirdly, he is WWE's version of Orange Cassidy, meaning Orange Cassidy on AEW is a joke character that is ridiculously over. No. There is a point to this, okay? Calm down. Yeah. Orange Cassidy is a fantastic wrestler. Doesn't need a promo because how he promos is who he is. Matt Riddle, same thing. He's very much stone, hey, bro. He thinks Randy Orton is dead. So he's doing all the things that he's doing for Randy Orton because he thinks he's dead. There's so many things he is it's great. I love Matt Riddle. I love this. And I know we're going to talk about the 6-man tag, but the whole thing with John Cena was absolutely amazing. I loved it in the line
Michael 101591 says you're awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You should say it like The Miz.
Oh! There you go.
I love The Miz, by the way. I am one of those people that actually.
You're not the only one.
When
CR21 likes The Miz too.
With Dripstick, man, let's go.
When Miz is booked well, in 2016, oh no. That's Miz. But anyway,
let's see CR. What did you think of the opening John Cena segment?
Oh, that was great. Great television. I liked it. You know, I kind of got high just looking at that segment, man. It kind of made me high, but it is what it is. It's still very good stuff, though.
Now the question though is, John Cena is going to appear on Friday Night SmackDown. So the question is he going to acknowledge the tribal chief?
No.
Is he going to acknowledge the head of the table?
He's going to bury him. That's what he's going to do. Come on, man.
Actually, no. John Cena's there to put over Roman. This is John Cena's going to show up, and the thing is that this is not the John Cena Roman Reigns feud that we got
from
back in there it is, where at that time John Cena was just mopping the floor with Roman.
Consider me a drug test, Holmes. You ain't getting past me.
It was great. Said, it was great. He was just cutting promos, shooting on him, and it was great. Roman was stumbling over his words, and John Cena just off the cuff goes, "This is what it's called a promo, man." And I'm like, this is so good. But it was so one-sided. The Roman Reigns of today is not the same Roman. I cannot wait for Friday Night SmackDown and to see that opening promo between John Cena and Roman Reigns. I would love it that instead of John Cena opens, it's that Roman opens SmackDown. His big final boss theme comes out. He comes out to the ring, and he's going to talk about Money in the Bank, and then and John Cena interrupts him. So that's what I would like to see, because then you have the reverse side of the coin on SmackDown, because you had John Cena open Raw, which was perfect. This is the first Raw in front of live crowds, and it was so good. So good. I can't believe
Sierra, did you see who just went live? Wow.
Oh. Heel turn.
Wow.
Maybe a little heel turn.
Heel turn. Yeah.
What?
A little heel turn.
What?
Nothing.
Brad went live now.
It's okay.
Hey, man.
Brad went live now. Just kidding.
I like good wrestling. This was a great episode of WWE. And we'll talk more as the show goes on. But yeah, this opening was great. I got hype. I got excited. Yes.
All right. So then after the big opening segment, we had a 6-man tag, which was AJ Styles and Omos and Morrison versus Matt Riddle and the Viking Raiders. What did you think of this, CR?
I thought it was a pretty okay 6-man tag match. Good opening. A little disappointed we didn't get Cena and Riddle. I thought they were gonna have a match, but what we got, it was still pretty good. It was
no. No. The thing is that John Cena can only wrestle he's coming in to wrestle one match, and it's going to be against Roman. And they're going to use the build from now until SummerSlam to build to that. Maybe he would have a match, but again, he's doing other movies and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if we at SummerSlam we get a 6-man tag between Roman and the Usos, and then we get John Cena and the Mysterios.
You're not gonna rob me of Cena versus Reigns 2 at SummerSlam, okay? That can happen on a random episode of SmackDown.
This is John Cena we're talking about. If it was anyone else, I could see that, but no. This John Cena is getting a SummerSlam match, main eventing. This is John Cena we're talking about. No. But with the 6-man, this was actually pretty fun. You got Matt Riddle and the Viking Raiders, who are fantastic. And AJ Styles is one of the greatest wrestlers of our time. And then you got Omos, who's there. But this and then John Morrison, it was great. I actually really enjoyed Miz and Morrison, and the Miz is using the drip stick and getting it's, and I think it helps with the live crowd. The live crowd is so hot and into pretty much everything that's happening.
So you're saying that you agree when John Morrison says he's the most moist wrestler?
It's so dumb, but I love more. It's so dumb, but
America's most wrestler.
but I love the character of Morrison kind of being the idiot, naive sidekick to the Miz. Like, I love it. He's so good at comedy. John Morrison is so good at, like, just him in Impact was amazing. Him in on Lucha Underground was amazing. Like, he is great at everything he does. And like, I will say when the whole, like, you know, MIZ, you know, Drip Morrison, whatever, Johnny Drip Drip, I got really annoyed by it. But like, I will say the live crowd was so into this, so into Miz, Morrison, AJ Styles, the Viking Raiders, Matt Riddle, like all of it. It really does help. Like what we saw at Money in the Bank and this episode of Raw and SmackDown. Just the past 3 shows of WWE have been great. SmackDown was really good. And I think it's like the live crowd helped because we got some changes on SmackDown and there were some other things where I was like, oh, okay, but I could like forgive it because the crowd was so into it.
Yeah.
That's what's so good about wrestling is that that live crowd, you can forgive some stuff that happens with the live crowd.
Yeah.
Finally recognized John Morrison. Yeah, John Morrison.
Yeah.
This is a good match. Viking Raiders went over. Yes.
Yeah, right. Raiders and Riddle. Yeah. What did you think of you said? What did you think of that match, SCR?
Yeah, I said it was pretty good. I like.
Okay. All right, that's good. Oh shoot. Okay, so the next match, we had the Symphony of Destruction, and of course, I got to walk with Elias.
I thought it was Jackson Riker.
I don't like Jackson Riker. Stop saying that, okay? I'd rather walk with Elias.
I don't know.
Are we talking about Gunner?
Yeah.
So
this match, I think this match was pretty decent. He got hit. Elias got hit with the cymbals. He crashed into a gong, and then Elias hit Riker with the cello, and then both of them went through the table, and Riker ended up victorious. I dislike that. Dislike that outcome.
What do you mean?
Elias.
What do you mean?
Jackson Riker defeated Elias in a Symphony of Destruction match. I totally feel Elias should have won this match. I'll admit, I know what the universal truth is, and then that being that WWE stands for Walk with Elias. I'll walk with Elias any day.
Same.
So this match here, so the crowd was. I only got to see kind of like the ending of this match. I didn't get to see like what happened before, because my internet was like cutting out for that, but. I'm curious during the match, how was the crowd to Jackson Riker?
I feel like it was piped in. Honestly, I really do feel like it was piped in.
Yeah, there was some cheers.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
Mind you, like on SmackDown, like it was weird on SmackDown. Like the times that the crowd would pop was only during the entrances and some promos, but especially the entrances. During the matches, they were actually pretty quiet, especially if you look pretty much outside of the opening match and the main event. The crowd was kind of like dead during the match. So I'm curious if they would have booed out Jackson Riker because of all of the baggage, and I'm talking about everything that Jackson has and all of that. That's why I'm curious of how the crowd was to Jackson Riker, because I didn't catch that.
I feel like that was piped in noise. I really don't think that the crowd was behind Jackson Riker. Not surprised Jackson was cheering. I don't believe that for one second. I feel like it was piped in noise. And
I think it was legit. Listen to Chidori knows.
You're not gonna crush, okay? I let you have your moment, didn't I, CR? No, I'm just messing with you, CR. I'm just messing with you, CR. You know that.
So
yeah, I know you're upset.
So one,
no one.
So one, I honestly didn't need this match, And I think what did help, if you had to do this match, they did a no DQ like Symphony of Destruction match, which I think that's what kind of was able to get the crowd. Like I saw the finish and they definitely did cheer. I don't know if it was piped in or not. I feel like it was, but I don't know. But they did pop for the big like table spot and the piano spot and that kind of thing, because like it's a death match. I would pop for those spots too. So, but I'm done. I am done with Jackson Riker and Elias. I am done. I honestly thought it was done during the strap match, and it's not. Like, I'm done. I want this to be over. No more. Jackson Riker can go off to the undercard and do God knows what else, and Elias can do whatever. Like, this is so, like, I just don't care. I'm great, awesome. We got a death match out of these two because we had to get a repetitive match, and I'm like, that's it. I'm done.
What about you, C? Are you done?
Oh yeah, for sure. They did announce it was the final chapter though, so that's good.
Good.
They did? I missed that.
Yeah, they did. It was the final chapter match.
All right. So then after that, we got the Charlotte's Championship coronation.
Yes.
Where she says she doesn't take opportunities. She is the opportunity.
Whoa! I thought we got didn't we get a promo before in between that? I feel like there was.
Oh,
you mean the Jinder Mahal one? I didn't take notes on that.
Yeah, like
what? How they not take notes on the Maharaja? The Maharaja.
Look at my notes for Raw. From right there, all of this to all of this. Okay, homie.
But it's a modern day Maharaja, Datilla.
I was never a fan of Jinder Mahal.
Whoa! On his birthday? Come on, man.
I'm surprised. Well, the gist of it is, I feel like they're gonna set up Jinder versus Drew at SummerSlam.
In a sword match.
Yeah, actually, you missed it. So, after that, we had Sheamus. Oh no! First, I'm sorry. You had Mansoor talking to
Ali, and basically they're gonna tag. Yeah.
Yep, and then you had Sheamus come out to talk, and pretty much he's like, they want him to do another match, and he's like, oh no, and they put him into a match with Alberto Carrillo later on, I believe, or if it was the next match. I'm making sure I'm following. But it was. I love Sheamus, and Sheamus is great. I want more for him. And I am actually interested in seeing what Mansoor and what's going to happen with that. I don't really follow that Mansoor is like, oh yeah, Ali, you went ahead and screwed me over, but you're right. Like, I don't really follow that. So yeah, there was that. But yes, now we have the coronation.
Yeah, so like I said, like I was saying, she doesn't just take opportunities. She is the opportunity, right? And she acknowledged the Becky chance, by the way, and said that Becky's probably at home breastfeeding while she's there. And here's an interesting thing. We've talked about this before, CR, so vouch with me. Was it me and Swershow that said that Charlotte is a 14-time women's champion?
11 time.
Hold on. CR.
Yeah.
CR. Was it not us that said that she was?
Yeah.
So this episode of Raw, this segment confirmed that she's not a 14-time women's champion. She's actually an 11-time women's champion.
I think this time they didn't count like the tag team titles and then maybe like the NXT titles.
No, because she was naming off her title. She said she's a 5-time Raw Women's Champion and a 1-time
Divas Raw. No, 5-time Raw, 5-time SmackDown, the final Divas Champion. She was the one to retire the belt.
So she didn't count her 2-time NXT or her. So she's acknowledging herself as a.
I think she was only based. I think she only wanted to talk about like the women's title.
But that is correct. Like I don't believe Charlotte won the tag belts ever. I don't believe she did.
But Asuka.
Oh God, that was during.
That incredible tag team pal.
Oh yeah, during when she was facing. Oh God, I forgot. Mind you, it just shows that no one cares about the tag belts. And I forgot about the NXT. I forgot about the NXT reigns.
Yeah, she won 2.
Yeah, that's I mean, I guess, but I'm not surprised that they don't count NXT. I'm honestly surprised that Karrion Kross showed up.
Can we talk about? Now we're getting way ahead of ourselves. You're jumping from segment to segment. Okay?
They said that Karrion Kross is going to show up.
I'm gonna remove you from my stream right now.
Whoa.
Okay, we got structure and order on this stream. What's the point of me taking notes if we're not gonna go by this order?
You missed a whole promo before this.
Listen, I can take notes on whatever I want.
Whoa.
All right, so go ahead. Talk about the coronation. This is actually fantastic.
Actually, no, that was it. Oh, okay. Then basically, Rhea Ripley came out and to interrupt. Look what Shidori said. You got backup, Brett. Bro removes Brett. You got backup.
Oh yeah.
We ride on the live
Geeks
stream.
all the way. Brotherhood of Geeks all the way. Let's go. Anyway, keep going. I'm kidding. Keep going.
So afterwards, Rhea Ripley came out to interrupt, and then Adam and Sonya came out and said that Sonya acknowledged that Charlotte was an 11-time champ, and that since she can beat Rhea anywhere, anytime, she's gonna face her tonight.
So what we had in this promo is that we got heel Charlotte, of course, and like fantastic. Like Charlotte knows how to command a crowd, and I forgot to mention that about John Cena. John Cena coming out, he was able to command that crowd like no one's business, and I don't think anyone else out there can command a crowd. That's great. So Charlotte is great, and pretty much the crowd is chanting for Becky. And in this case, I'm actually okay with them chanting for Becky because I feel like that's what they wanted. Where at Money in the Bank, it was actually frustrating during the Rhea Charlotte match. In the beginning, during the first half, the crowd was not into the match. Mm-hmm. And they were chanting for Becky, and I'm like, and I get why the crowd was. The build to Money in the Bank for that match was trash, absolute rubbish. But the match itself, match of the night, hands down. Oh, what a match! And that's in the best part about it at Money in the Bank is that they were able to get the crowd on their side. That at near the end, the crowd went, "This is awesome." So. I'm glad, and that's the chemistry between Rhea and Charlotte is fantastic,
and it's good work rate too.
Oh yeah, I mean, and the weird thing is that Rhea's a fantastic wrestler, Asuka's a fantastic wrestler, but that match never really worked, and it's because of match chemistry. So with this promo. You have Charlotte being the heel, and I love it that the crowd is chanting Becky. They even go, and that was when you said, Charlotte goes ahead and sees that the crowd is doing that, and she was able to turn the promo back into what it was supposed to, because she's like, okay, I see that they're chanting for Becky. I'll turn it around, and that's when she's like, oh yes, of course, chanting for Becky. She's back home breastfeeding or whatever, which is such a heel thing. I love it. And then she's talking about herself and everything, and then you have Rhea come out. This is probably, I felt, the most character that Rhea has had since her main roster run, because Rhea has kind of been, as Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful has said, kind of the troll face meme. All she's there is to laugh at Charlotte. What was frustrating to the build of Money in the Bank is who's the face and who's the heel? Who are the characters? I know who Charlotte is because it's Charlotte, but who's Rhea? What's happening here? And that's why the crowd wasn't into it when it began. Here, we knew who was who. Charlotte ruined Rhea's knee or ankle at Money in the Bank, and Rhea's you took my belt, I want my belt back. and I will fight you tonight. You said so yourself. You can fight me anytime of any week. Let's do it tonight. And then Charlotte, fantastic heel, she goes, oh, no. Like, and what was great is that I'm not going to fight you this week because you're not at 100%. From what I did to you on Sunday, you're not at 100%, so I'm not going to fight you. And then Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville come out. They go ahead and say, oh, but you said that you could fight anyone. Rhea says that she wants to fight you. Let's do it. The two of you are going to have a match tonight. And it actually became the main event, which was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is one last thing. So that happens. And then when after that gets announced, Charlotte throws her heel. Like her heel comes off her foot.
It does?
Rhea. Yes. She flips her heel at Rhea and hits her. Like she goes ahead and does it and then kicks her in the knee. So that and kicks her in the bad knee. Ooh. So she goes down. And so Rhea's in the corner. And then Charlotte's like, ha 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 ha, look at me. And she's like, she goes ahead. She's just like walking back. She grabs to the heel that she like kicked off and everything. Like, oh, I'm like, God, you're good at what you do. Like when you know your character, we know what's happening. My God, it's good. Charlotte was great in this, and Rhea was amazing.
A huge fan of yours, Brett.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
All right. So then after that, we had a match that I really didn't care for. We had Natty and Tamina versus Shayna and Nia Jax.
Oh, this was
it was whatever.
No, it wasn't. It was terrible.
Natty and Tamina pick up the victory. Shayna told Nia to pick her original. So she ends up shoving Reginald, walks away with Shayna, and then Reginald becomes a new 24/7 champion.
Yes, best moment of all time. Reggie did it.
Whatever. I just don't care.
Whatever, Brett.
Because I don't care about the 24/7 belt. I don't care. I don't care. They haven't done anything interesting with that stupid belt for over a year. When it first happened, I thought it was great, and mind you, because of that stupid belt, they put Ember Moon on the shelf for months. She almost quit wrestling because of that bull crap.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. So yeah, because Ember Moon ruined her, I think it was her knee or some muscle in her leg, and it was terrible. Only because she was chasing after, I think it was R-Truth holding the belt at that time. I hate it. They're not doing anything interesting with it. It was fun where when
R-Truth and Carmella had it at first.
That was really fun where Carmella they were hiding. I actually saw some clips. I was just browsing YouTube and I just threw it on, or I was on Facebook. I can't remember. And it was showing clips where they were in the crowd and they were in disguises and I love R-Truth, but I don't care about the belt. And it just comes to show that now again, Reginald having the belt, Reginald is a fantastic athlete. Yeah. He's really him. He's the belt and everything. But this match was just okay at best. But the one thing about it is that Shayna Baszler is the best one out of everyone in this entire match. And I'm so happy that at the end, I'm not happy of how it finished. Mind you, I don't care. But the crowd was chanting for Shayna when everything went down, and they wanted Shayna Baszler to win, to get the belts back or whatever. I honestly would have preferred if Nia stayed with Reggie and Shayna goes, well, screw you too. Read between the lines and leaves.
Yeah.
I would have much preferred Shayna going singles and being a part of the instead of the tag division, but they don't have anyone in the women's tag division, so of course they got to go ahead and keep that. It's frustrating. And what was it? Yeah, it was Reggie interrupted in the match. Shayna got distracted. Ugh, whatever. I don't care. And then you had the 24/7 jobbers come out, and the 24/7 geeks come out, and whatever. I like whatever. Nia Jax doesn't like Reginald. Fine, like whatever.
I know CR has a lot to say about that segment because I know he's a huge
Oh yeah, that was great.
fan. So
Reggie
go
the
ahead,
GOAT
CR.
wins the championship. Let's go. Time to
Like-
celebrate.
So, like, with it, like the thing is that like the belt doesn't matter. That part, that moment where
Don't say stuff like that. Well, CR's
no,
on here.
Come on, Brad.
Hold on. So like the moment where Reggie is Akira Tozawa, because Akira Tozawa is running away and whatever. And he wins the belt. Like again, we seeing Reggie do all of his flips and all of his moves. It's great. It was a good moment, but I'm just like, oh look, Reggie's now a geek. Awesome. Like it's like it's just like it's
Better than nothing.
Hold on. So Brett, actually no, this is for CR. Rory says I want Liv to someday tag with Mandy, perhaps after the draft. What do you think of that,
that's
CR?
a good work rate.
Why?
Tag team right there. A lot of
Why?
good work rate.
What?
Come on, Brad.
But I like Liv Morgan being singles right now. I like this. Liv Morgan as singles is honestly better for her, I would say. Man, like, and mind you, Mandy Rose is on NXT. She's now on NXT. She's now on NXT, dealing with the Robert Stone brand and Taya Valkyrie, but not Taya Valkyrie in NXT. I can't think of her name, but Mandy Rose is in NXT now.
I know. Okay, so after that we had Sheamus versus Humberto Carrillo.
Mm-hmm.
And basically Carrillo was on the attack. And it cut backstage and it showed Damian Priest was watching. Carrillo got slammed onto the ring. And then pretty much he got a bro kick to the face and Sheamus ended up victorious.
Damian Priest, friends to the mid card. Friends to the face of the mid card.
What did you think of this, CR?
You know what? It was actually a pretty solid match. I enjoyed it. Sheamus and Humberto. Very good. You know, Sheamus has been killing it this year. I'm glad Sheamus won, though, because now we could finally get Damian Priest versus Sheamus, and I'm hyped.
This match definitely was, like, this was a good match between both of them. And, like, the ending, I believe, is that Alberto went for a punch to the face, but he hit the head brace or the face mask, hurt his hand, and that kind of, he was like, and that what gave Sheamus, I believe, the bro kick to win. And I believe this went through commercials. They gave time to this match, and I'm so happy they did. I like in this. I think there was only maybe one or two matches that were only a minute or two. This had time. The Jackson Riker Elias match had time. The main event had time. Like, the tag match had time. Like, I love it. I'm so happy that like we're getting longer matches on Raw of all places. This was a good match, and yeah, Humberto was not going to win. But Humberto did have a good showing in this match. But yeah, we're building to Damian Priest versus Sheamus, and I think that's where we're going to get Damian Priest to become champion. Damian Priest is going to go ahead and get the belt off of Sheamus, and that's going to be fantastic. I'm excited. This is good.
What about you, CR?
Yeah, I agree. I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Is it going to be Priest versus Sheamus at SummerSlam, we think?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
That's a big match. Oh yeah.
That's a good mid-card match.
Mid-card match. Yeah, I see that.
That's your U.S.
That's
championship.
hype.
That's for your U.S. belt. Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So then we had the Bobby Lashley Open Challenge. MVP said that he reluctantly agreed with Kofi Kingston saying that he was the reason Bobby Lashley got distracted. And the person coming out, I did not see this.
We get to his opponent.
Excuse me.
I want to go ahead and talk about Bobby Lashley before we get to who showed up.
Okay, I'm gonna give you permission.
Because I know, but like I want to talk about Bobby Lashley first before we get to who showed up, because who showed up, oh my God. But first, I agree. MVP with what he said about Kofi being right was great. And MVP is a fantastic promo. And mind you, I as an angle at Money in the Bank, that was a fantastic angle. But I still hated the finish not because of the match itself, but because of how WWE has treated Kofi Kingston. Because that was a squash match. That was up and down a squash match at Money in the Bank. And now Kofi's like nowhere to be seen. But just like Bobby Lashley looks like in TNA walking Armageddon and just the almighty one. I love it. Okay. I wanted to get that out there before who showed up because
who's next?
Wait, you guys
no.
So Keith Lee returned, and he was the one who answered Bobby Lashley's open challenge.
Keith Lee.
Wow. So does this mean you're gonna go back to being Limitless CR now, or you're still gonna be the Almighty?
No. The Almighty era continues.
Wow.
Oh man. Okay.
So Keith Lee returns to answer Bobby Lashley's open challenge. I would have to say this was a struggle for Bobby Lashley, if you ask me. Because Bobby Lashley struggled against Keith Lee. Even at the end, putting him in the Hurt Lock, he struggled to get him in there.
Yeah.
So what? One at a time. You go first, CR. What is your thoughts on Keith Lee and on this match?
First of all, Keith Lee returning, that was pretty cool. I like that. It's good to see him back. The match was pretty good. It was pretty all right. But it's crazy that Keith Lee's only matches this year has been for the WWE title, if you think about it. But yeah, solid match, and the Almighty era continues. You love to see it.
You love to see it, pal. Go ahead, Brett.
So, Keith Lee showing up. Yes! I am so happy that Keith Lee is back. Oh, I have missed him. And think he has either his old theme or a new theme. He's not wearing stupid, like a skirt. Like he's not wearing a shirt. He's wearing his NXT. Just I love it. Keith Lee shows up and he's a freaking superstar. The only thing that I didn't like about this, and I get it because it led into the other thing that happened. Keith Lee shows up. Keith Lee should have won. Keith Lee should have won, or Keith Lee should have fought literally, I don't care who. Bobby Lashley should not have beaten Keith Lee. I don't agree with that, and I'm really hoping that next week on Raw, Keith Lee is going to fight some heel or someone, whatever, and go and not maybe John Morrison or something. I don't know, but I did not. This was a good match. This was a great match. You got two big, beefy men fighting each other, and just love it. It's great. I just don't agree with the finish, but I understand why they went with the finish because of what
Goldberg returned after the match.
Yes.
Goldberg.
Who's next?
Goldberg.
Bobby Lashley.
Came back.
I'm sick of you disrespecting legends.
He came back, and he said that he's next.
Yes.
And Bobby Lashley was ready to go. As Steve called him Goldberg. Bobby Lashley was ready to go. CR, you start. What are your thoughts on Lashley versus Goldberg?
Money.
Or Shidori says Goldberg.
Actually, you know what? It's going to be pretty good. But it's sad thing they couldn't get Lesnar. So obviously, they try to replace it with someone big. They got Goldberg, and Goldberg's going to be your next WWE champion.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Yes,
I have to say, I'm a little Oh no, hold on. I wouldn't be so upset if Big E cashes in right after Goldberg. If
There
Goldberg
you
does
go.
win.
You can do that.
But hold on, I will say this. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get Lashley versus Lesnar. That was a match that everybody wanted and that I personally wanted to see. So of course they had to pull out the next big time, which was Ben Goldberg. But what are your thoughts on this, Brett?
The reason that we haven't gotten Brock is because Brock doesn't want. They've gone to Brock. I don't know how many times. Like again, I listen to a lot of the Wrestling Observer and Cultaholic and Wrestle Talk and Fightful and all of that, and they've gone to Brock to get him back, and from what I have heard is that right now he's like, no, I'm good. He even has a ponytail, and he has like big, huge, like he's growing like a big beard. I'm like, holy crap! Because mind you, all he wants to do is like, be out in the woods and have a family with Sable and just be a woodsman, and that's fine because Brock Lesnar is great. But we already kind of heard the rumor of Goldberg. We already heard that Goldberg is going to be Bobby Lashley's next opponent at SummerSlam. So I will say, when it was like, I honestly, the open challenge, I'm like, okay, great. Goldberg's going to show up, and he's going to go, I'm next, blah, blah, blah. We're going to get a boring promo in the ring.
I thought it was going to be Goldberg that was going to answer the open challenge, so I was shocked when it was Keith Lee.
And I will say that was a good kind of, just, whew. That was a good twist where Keith Lee showed up. I wasn't expecting that. But then Goldberg shows up. I'm like, oh, here we go. Now, just like at the Royal Rumble where Goldberg shows up, and I'm like, oh no, Goldberg's just going to show up and rip the belts off of Drew. And he didn't. That was fantastic. And the match was great. Not because of the match. Like, the match was actually okay. But what kind of heightened the match was because of our kind of almost training or conditioning of how WWE treats their booking, their story, where a part-timer shows up, a legend shows up, and because he's the draw, put the belts on him. That's what happened to the Fiend.
Yeah,
that's what has happened in the past. So I don't want this match. I don't care about this match. I don't want Goldberg and Lashley. I'd rather have Lashley versus Keith Lee at SummerSlam.
Me too.
For the belt. Or, you could have, I wasn't expecting the main event. But Big E cashing, I would actually want Big E to hold on to that a bit longer. Not on, who knows? I don't know. But I don't care about Lashley versus Goldberg. I don't. I know this is. I don't
care. CR, do you care?
Nope. Not at all.
Great, Goldberg. And it was weird that, I guess it makes sense, with, the audience popped ridiculously hard for Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always got a pop, though.
Yeah.
Goldberg at the end of the day,
Oh, God. No, it has
Come
to be.
on,
Use Goldberg to put over Lashley. If that's what Goldberg's there, have him there to put over Lashley, just like he put over Drew.
It's cool for 62-year-olds thing to be there. I'm just saying.
Oh. All right. So moving on. We had the debut. First of all, I don't know why they spoiled Karrion Kross's debut. I mean, they should have just left it. In my opinion, it should have just been a surprise.
I agree.
But it was the debut of Karrion Kross versus Jeff Hardy, and he lost. And Jeff Hardy won by putting his feet on the rope. But of course, No More Words also returned too. So
there you go, the main thing.
There's an upside, I guess.
Yeah, hype.
One at a time. CR, you go first.
Okay, first of all, No More Words returning. Yes, finally. I love that song, and it's finally back. But Karrion Kross losing in his debut, I don't know about that.
What are your thoughts?
So I need to back us up a little bit. So after Goldberg shows up after commercial, Kevin, who's like one of the new backstage commentators, he goes up to MVP and Lashley, going like, "What do you like? Oh, what do you think about what Goldberg said to you?" And MVP is like, "We have no comments for all the disrespect that he did," and they left. MVP master, I love it. Then you have the promo between Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre. So it was Ginger's birthday. And like, mind you, I love it that I think it was Shanky who sang him happy birthday, which is great. It was like
it was terrible.
Oh, but that's the point. That's the point.
Like, come on,
I love it. Like it was such good heel work. And then you had McIntyre come out with a chair, just beating the tar out of one of the guys. It was fantastic. Like it was 20 times. Like it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 19, 20. Like it was awesome. Like the bill from what happened at Money in the Bank of Jinder screwing Drew out of the match by dragging him away, like, haha, you screwed me, so I'm going to screw you with this match. Like, oh, you're not going to get anything. Good job. Great job. And I'm glad that that's what we got. What we got at, like, the feud that's happening makes sense. Drew now is like, I'm going to kick the crap out of you, Jinder, because you screwed me out of my chance at Money in the Bank. And that's what happened. So we got this promo, and then which was great. And then I believe we got a package for Karrion Kross, which is good because pretty much the people who watch Raw and SmackDown outside of like us don't watch NXT. The majority of the Raw and SmackDown audience does not watch NXT at all. Doesn't care about NXT.
I don't watch NXT.
You should fix that. Watch. No, like you don't have to cover it. I don't care if you cover it or not. You should watch NXT. NXT is hands down the best product from WWE. Period.
I already watched 9 hours of wrestling a week, and if I watched
NXT, I watched Main Event in NXT UK. Come on.
Mind you, who cares about that though? NXT UK is good. NXT UK is good, but no one watches it.
Main Event is way better, but yeah.
Oh no, NXT UK. I will tell you that right now. Main Event is a bunch of squash matches.
Sorry, I'm just replying to chat. Hold it down, you guys.
No, yeah. So no. But yeah. Then after we got a video package of Karrion Kross, and then Karrion Kross comes out. I really wish Scarlett was with him. Oh God, if Scarlett. Oh
yeah, something was off.
Oh, like I just. Like I understand that they're like calling up Karrion Kross, but like Scarlett with him is the package. That's what kind of like like that. Like deal. She's the siren. She's the siren to the killer. Like it's great. Like, mind you, Karrion Kross looks like a superstar. He looks awesome. And yes, Jeff Hardy coming out to No More Words. Yes, I am so happy that finally Jeff Hardy got what he wanted. Like he was like, I want my old theme back, and they got it. They gave it to him, and the crowd is going nuts. Like, I was surprised yet not surprised at the same time that the crowd was chanting for Jeff Hardy so hard. The reason why I am surprised, I'm like, oh, but like Karrion Kross, but mind you, I watch NXT and a bunch of other wrestling. I forgot that. Oh yeah. WWE crowds don't really watch NXT, like the main roster, like the casual, like Raw and SmackDown is very much a casual audience, so it's that. So you got Jeff Hardy versus that. I honestly thought this was going to be all right. Let's see Karrion Kross kick the crap out of Jeff Hardy. Yeah, right, Jeff Hardy, do some flips and die. Like that's what you're here for. But no, that's not what happened. It was. Actually, it was kind of the reverse. Like Karrion Kross got some offense, but it was very much your standard 2-minute match. Hit your finish, like do some moves, hit your finishers, Jeff Hardy does Twist of Fate, Swanton, 1, 2, 3, done. And I'm like, what? I wasn't a fan of that only because I'm like, you got Karrion Kross. Why don't you just put him over? I mean, like, just Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy doesn't lose anything if he loses to Karrion Kross. Jeff Hardy should be the one who gets pinned, but nope, it was Karrion Kross who's the one who gets pinned. I did not agree with that. But they both did look good in the match. I just don't agree with who went over and who didn't. As I said, like, it should have been Karrion Kross. Like, Karrion Kross is his debut. He should have won. But I'm not surprised because almost every NXT call-up gets pinned. Almost every single one.
True.
The only reason that Shotzi and Knox, it's Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Knox. Just call them that.
No, Shotzi Knox, pal.
I swear to Christ, no. Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Knox. Like, there's nothing wrong with their names. The only reason that they went over on Natalya and Tamina is because who else do you have left? No one? No one. Great. On SmackDown, why did you have a match where they had to fight the tag champions to get a number one contendership for the tag belts? Anyway, this was a good match. This was fine. I just don't agree with the ending.
What about how do you feel, CR? About the ending?
Yeah.
You same thing?
Honestly,
Yeah. All right. So then we had the main event. It was the Raw Women's Championship rematch: Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. You start, CR. What did you think of this?
first of all, the match was pretty good. It wasn't as good, obviously, as Money in the Bank, but it was still very good what we got. Crowd was into it. Ended in a DQ, which that was something, but we got no Becky Lynch, kind of disappointed, but the overall match was pretty good. Pretty good.
So actually we got another promo before the main event. It was Alexa's Playground.
Oh yeah.
And yep.
Evolution, how can I forget?
I'm gonna let CR talk about this because I'm sure CR would love
the biggest
to talk about this. Let's give
WWE
CR his time. Go ahead.
Biggest draw in WWE history. The work rate was there. Eva Marie saved Monday Night Raw. Yes, she saved Monday Night Raw. Don't hate, Brett. Don't
you're
hate.
Totally. Do you legitimately? I'm like, no joke. I am legitimately asking you. Are you trolling me, or do you honestly believe that?
Honestly, number one trending Evolution. Come on.
Okay. So we had Alexa's Playground, and Alexa Bliss is like, there was a promo like within the first hour. She was like, "Oh, welcome to my playground. I have a special guest for you guys." And she goes ahead and introduces Lily, the little doll, and I'm like, "Oh no, oh no." But so she goes ahead and brings back Lily, and then Eva Marie and Dewdrop Piper Niven are there. And I will say, I do like, this is very much that Alexa Bliss is the babyface, because she's like, she doesn't acknowledge that Eva Marie is there, because Eva Marie is like, oh, you brought me here, and can't believe that I'm even here again, or whatever. And Alexa is like just completely ignoring Eva Marie. And then she goes, "Oh, hi, Dewdrop," and Dewdrop goes, "Oh, hello." And I love Piper Niven. I've seen, she's a fantastic wrestler. I've seen her on NXT UK. I've seen her in the Indies before she came to Raw. I think I've talked about this on one of the other streams in the past with you, Datala, but
ooh, but Michael 10159 says the Alexa Playground segment was awful. What do you? Oh, we gotta just take that, Sierra.
No, all right, you Alexa Bliss, Mark. Here's the thing: the crowd at Money in the Bank was correct. the crowd was cheering for Alexa Bliss, and I'm like, really? Wow. But then when she was doing her whole mystic mumbo jumbo, where like she was controlling Zelina Vega and everything, and she's like, I'm gonna pull the briefcase from here, and I'm like, oh my god, are they gonna do this bullcrap? Are they gonna honestly do this? And the crowd was not with it. The crowd was booing.
Yeah, they weren't having it.
So, and good. That the thing is that Alexa Bliss is a fantastic wrestler and a fantastic promo.
They were great.
But I don't, and like I hate it that they don't acknowledge that, you know, she got her superpowers from the Fiend, right? Oh yeah, we don't talk about the Fiend because he's gone. Who cares about Bray Wyatt? I have other reasons for that, but anyway, just on this itself, this was just boring, and like I know I see that like Alexa Bliss and like the people in this segment were doing their best to keep you like active, to keep you interested, but the only kind of thing that I want to see, though, what I'm seeing here is that Alexa Bliss is trying to put like pretty much trying to show Piper Niven Dewdrop that, hey, Eva Marie isn't a-hole. You shouldn't be with her. What are you doing? And the problem, here's the problem that I have with this entire thing, is that on week 2 of Piper Niven's debut, like on the first week, it was that Piper Niven's with Eva Marie, but Eva Marie says that she won the match. And I'm like, okay, so Dewdrop is naive, and she's like, oh, in order for me to be on the main roster, I have to be with you, you legend Eva Marie. But she's not. Eva gave her the name Dewdrop and talks down to her and has her do things, but you see that Piper Niven is like, oh, why do you call me that? That's not my name. And I'm da. Like, she hates it. She's like, oh, I don't like doing this. So I'm like, why don't you just leave? You don't have to be with her.
Hold on, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I can't believe Sierra's just sitting here listening to you rant about Eva Marie.
I'm just
resisting the urge.
I'm just trying to make sure. I hope you're joking, bro. I heard this opposite day. You know, you never know.
No, I'm legitimately being serious right now. Like, this is.
She's better than Big Bake.
Okay. You totally are trolling me. Whatever. Like, okay, but whatever. So the whole thing with this segment was it seemed like to put seeds in, like, to pretty much show Piper Niven, hey, Eva Marie is bad. Like, she's not good for you. You don't need her. So I will say that was the one good thing about it, because Alexa Bliss was just ignoring Eva, and pretty much Eva was like, oh, what if I told Dewdrop to take your little doll and throw it in the trash? And she's
my god, the disrespect, CR. Look, the disrespect.
Wow, how dare you compare
Someone is correct.
from AEW to Eva Marie? That's disrespectful. She's not even on Eva Marie's level on her worst day.
Look, the thing is that Eva Marie is playing her character to perfection. She's playing her character.
Whether we want to admit it or not, she's doing what she's supposed to be doing. Get heat, right?
It's like, and she's playing her character is like, this is great. And I'm glad that she's the heel and not a face, because the rumors were before her debut is that she was supposed to be a face, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But I'm glad with this. The only problem that I have with the storyline or this kind of character dynamic is that Dewdrop it isn't like, she knows that she's being emotionally abused by Eva. Why don't you just leave? That's my only problem with this. If Piper Niven was just like naive and was like, oh, yes, ma'am, I'll do, then fine. Like that's totally fine. Kind of like how like Damien Sandow was with The Miz. Like, The Miz was only using Damien Sandow for him to win belts. The Miz was only
Tamina.
Evolution is a mystery. Had a debut only once.
Wow.
And that's your your own co-host, CR.
Wow.
So that's my whole thing about this segment. So it like, and I very much did like that. She's like, well, Lily went into a timeout. I would love to see you put Dewdrop into a timeout and see if you can actually, your words stand up for itself. Because she's like, I'm the best at what I do. I'm a fantastic wrestler. And I'm like, and Alexa Bliss calls her out and goes, don't have her be there. Fight me in a match by yourself. And I'm like, yes. This is what I want.
She's gonna get squashed if that's true.
Like, it's great. Yeah. So.
All right. So now the main event. It was a Raw Women's Championship rematch: Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte. And of course, we gotta talk about the ending. But Sierra, what did you think of this match? You go first.
Match was good. Like I said, it was a very good match. Wasn't as good as last night. Definitely a lot of good work rate, but it definitely wasn't as good. But yeah, for what the match was, it was pretty good.
I have to agree with you, Sierra. I really liked last night. Oh, I'm trying to fix my glasses. I don't even have my glasses on. I really liked last night's match a lot better than today's match. Michael 101591 says, did not watch the match, nor did I care.
What, the main event? Is he talking about the main event?
Yeah.
Huh.
What are your thoughts on this, Brett?
Well, what was his name? I'm sorry, Michael?
Michael 101.
Michael 101, like,
591.
I'm sorry. Michael, I'm sorry that you didn't, like, one, that you didn't watch it, and two, that you didn't care. It maybe because that it's Charlotte and stuff. Maybe it's that. I don't know. But with this match was awesome. It was a rematch of last night, but the difference with this one, so like if it was just let's have them fight again, I would have been like, oh, okay. But the difference with this match between Money in the Bank, the Money in the Bank one was definitely better, hands down, definitely better. And I think it's because like they had the time to. They had the time to just kind of put that over. And I think the crowd kind of turning on them, they were like, well, we're going to show you why you should care.
All right. Hold on, you guys. So we are being joined by my co-host from day one, none other than the Swerve Show. Hi, Swerve Show.
Yeah,
what's up, Brett? And until I just clicked your link, and I'm surprised you were still on, so I'm surprised I had to put my pants back on.
That's because I'm here and I talk too much. That's because I'm here and I talk too much.
Oh
he loves you and Marie too, so
I didn't know you were gonna go live, Swerve.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Let's continue. You guys.
A little heel turn.
No, I didn't know you were gonna go live. I'm sorry.
That's all good.
Okay.
So what's up? What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about the main event.
We talked about the whole show pretty much already.
It's all good. I love the main event. That CR21 Soda brought it up last night that Nikki Ash was gonna win, and she did.
Yes, I called it. First one.
Predictions champion.
I did not. So first, before we talk about that, this match was fantastic. This was definitely good.
Look what my friend Michael says. Screw Hero, the original Swerve over here. Hell yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
Swerve is in the building.
Brett's gonna kill you.
He can't kill me. I'm the host of this channel. I'll kill him before anything.
Mind you, apparently I started a riot because I was talking about, what was it? I think it was like AEW or something.
You missed a fight. Sierra was about to strangle Brett because he was bashing Eva Marie. I had to pull them apart.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everybody knows not to bash Eva Marie.
No, it was one other thing too.
Oh yeah, and then Brett, I almost kicked Brett off my channel because he was like started talking about AEW and like he kept
AEW
Dark
Elevation.
Yeah, about AEW Dark Elevation, and it's like it's not even Wednesday.
WWE Dynamite. That's what it is.
He does 100 super kicks, man.
But yeah. So with this match, it was like. This was really good, and the difference between this match and the reason I enjoyed it is one, the crowd. The crowd has helped these past 3 episodes of WWE programming. SmackDown, Money in the Bank, and this. The crowd has helped so much. And with this match, we got to see, pretty much like Rhea was selling her knee from Money in the Bank the entire time, and I'm like, great. And Charlotte is Charlotte. I very much agree. She is the bar. She very much she is the Bret Hart of the women's division. Like everyone who faces Charlotte levels themselves up.
Did anybody catch how she won? Because my internet turned teal and
she won by DQ.
Actually, I should say my cable turned teal.
She won by DQ. What happened is that pretty much Rhea was getting the advantage, and Charlotte goes outside the ring. She takes the belt and she goes like, "I'm done with this. I don't need this. Bye." And the ref is starting the 10 count. And Rhea's like, what? And she goes to attack Charlotte to bring her back into the ring. But then Charlotte, because she still has the belt, hits Rhea. The ref sees it because he's counting them out. So then the ref goes, "All right, ring the bell, ding, ding, ding." And
then the best part happens, or well, if you're not happy, then it's not the best part.
No, this is
Nikki
great.
Ash runs and cashes in her women's Money in the Bank, and she defeats Charlotte, becoming the new Raw Women's Champion. Let's start. CR, you could go first. What are your thoughts on Nikki Ash becoming a new Women's Champion?
I guess it's good. It makes sense. Long-term storytelling. I guess if you beat Charlotte Flair 5 times, you're an automatic superhero, pal.
What about you? What about you, Swerve Show?
I thought it was awesome. It was a little bit unexpected, but we were talking about it yesterday. Like CR21 said, she's gassed up. She's a superhero because she beat Charlotte Flair 5 times, and CR was just like, who better than her to really gas it up and think like she can beat her? Runs in, does her crossbody splash, 1, 2, 3, her cheeks jiggle, and you got a new champion.
Swerve, don't forget it's the work rate, pal. The work rate.
I mean, yeah, her work rate was amazing. And Brett, I guess?
I don't know what I got myself into. Okay, so
oh, it's because you guys haven't told Brett what his work rate is. That's why he doesn't know he got himself into. I'll explain it to you later.
Okay. So I honestly wasn't expecting Nikki Ash to cash in the day after. I honestly thought they were going to do a whole storyline where she's like, I'm almost a superhero, but like she's like, she has to build up the courage and like the courage to be like, all right, I'm going to cash in now. I would have loved that storyline, but this was awesome. I love this, and I very much didn't see this coming because I was like, oh, okay, great. So we're gonna get Charlotte. We're gonna get Charlotte Becky. Becky's gonna show up maybe like the week before SummerSlam and so on and so on. But no, like because I would have thought it would be for the title because that's what WWE does. If you don't have a belt, your match doesn't matter, or they don't know how to book it. But this was fantastic, and this is how you send the crowd home happy and everything. Only superheroes the Hurricane. But here's the thing. Let me ask you this before I continue, because I don't think I was here when Nikki Cross became Nikki Ash. Were you guys down with this character change?
Oh, that's right. You weren't here. We had this whole conversation before.
I liked it. I think it was well intended. Yeah. Her little emo gothic character that was created from Eric Young's group sort of got stale, and she got lost up in Alexa Bliss. And this was just a breath of fresh air. It was a total 180 from her character being morbid and whatever into like a superhero. And it's like, oh, this is cool. The last person that did something like this was decades ago with Sugar Shane Helms as the Hurricane. And let's see where this goes because, hey, it's corny, but it's fun. But then a source that I heard outside told me that she was about to get let go, and she came up to Vince McMahon with that storyline as something corny out of nowhere. So, hey, we have no other choice but to see where this goes because they don't like to fire new gimmicks off the bat. They want to test it, and she brought it to their attention, and this was her idea. Albeit, go ahead. Albeit that a lot of people thought Vince did it. This was her idea, and I love it.
So, with Nikki Cross, I don't believe that she was going to get released. It was that she wanted to get on TV. She's like, I just get me on TV. That was why she was a lumberjack in the Karrion Kross Miz match on Raw. That's why she was a lumberjack there. And she's like, I just want to get on TV. I don't care how. And then yes, this was her idea. Big Damo, Killian Dane, who is
her
married.
Husband, right?
Yep.
Her husband.
Who was married to Nikki Cross. This was Adam Blampier from Wrestle Talk interviewed him, and they talked about this. And Big Damo was like, yeah, this is her character. And the reason that she thought of this is that she wants to inspire kids. All the characters in WWE are very gruff or whatever, or spooky or whatever. There's not a lot of kid-friendly characters. And she's like, I want to be a superhero. And I love it. I love the character. I love the Hurricane. When I was growing up, when I started watching wrestling, Hurricane Helms, the Hurricane, I loved him. Mighty Molly.
Did you like Rosie too?
Yeah, I believe so. It was Mighty Molly and the Hurricane. That's what I very much grew up on. And it's kind of the same thing with Mighty Molly, is that she's I loved her promo. On Raw last week where
Michael 101591 brings up an interesting point, an interesting idea. I don't believe it was her idea. I think WWE gave her that idea and Vince liked it, so to cover it up, they said it was Nikki's idea.
Nope. That is hands down Nikki's idea. That is not.
Michael Chow TV says Nikki Ash, Raw Women's Champion. It's such good Vincent Kennedy.
But the thing is that Nikki's over. At Money in the Bank, I loved the finish of the ladder match at Money in the Bank where you had all 6 of the other women, and they piled on ladders on Alexa Bliss, which is fine, whatever. But you have all 6 of them fighting each other at the top, trying to get the briefcase. Nikki Ash, being smart, she just goes, well, she just climbs up and grabs it. I love that spot where she just grabs the briefcase and gets out of there like a bat out of hell. And then all 6 of them are like, oh, crap. We took our eye off the prize for a second. And Nikki Ash is on the ramp going, yeah! And I'm losing my mind over it. It was great. I wasn't expecting her to cash in on this today.
I don't think any of us were, honestly. I think we were all expecting Becky Lynch to return tonight.
But it's fantastic because, again, you can have a babyface cash in the briefcase from behind. You don't have to be a heel in order to do that because you had Charlotte, who no one likes, who has the belt. She calls a DQ on Rhea. No one likes that. That's why I'm like, oh, great. Awesome. We're going to get a Thunderdome ending of Raw. We're going to get a whatever normal episode of Raw. Great. And then Nikki Ash comes out to cash in. I'm like, wait, what? And then she goes in, does the splash. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I loved it. What a finish. So good. I loved it. I've been here and I have bashed on Raw and I would it was terrible. I think I was here for the worst episode of Raw of the year.
Yeah, you were. I think you were.
Oh, which one was that?
I'm trying to remember because they were all terrible before now. Before this episode, please let it be good. I hope
the worst SmackDown was Otis going against Dawkins. I remember that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
I don't like what they have done to Otis, but
because you are Otis, right?
Yeah, I am. But I don't. But there's more reasons than just that. But with this is how Raw is. This is what I want Raw to be all of the time.
Oh, it ain't gonna happen.
I will mind you, this was a big episode, but all I'm saying is this episode, even without John Cena and Goldberg and some of the booking made sense. All I want in my wrestling show is competent booking. When Datala, we had talked about off camera many times about how when WWE cares, when WWE wants to book a show, they can book a show.
Money in the Bank proved that yesterday.
There's many. The thing is that WWE, the thing is that the wrestlers they have know how to tell a story. The thing is that The Rhea Charlotte match is a perfect example of it. The booking and the build to that match, absolute rubbish, absolute trash. But the match itself was match of the night, hands down, bar none, by a mile, and it's because of the work rate and just like how.
Yeah, see what you did there.
I don't know what that means, but whatever. It's the legitimate wrestling ability of both Rhea and Charlotte were able to get the crowd on their side. They have They have the greatest talent roster in the history of time. But the reason why, for weeks, almost this entire year, up until now, Raw has been unwatchable.
True. Yeah, I not to backtrack. I'm sorry for being late, but I definitely I definitely want to get you guys' points on this because this was a pretty huge draw, at least in my opinion. Yeah. At least the 4 target points. Like, what did you think of Goldberg, Lashley, Keith Lee, and Karrion Kross?
So John Cena showing up, that was amazing, and his command of the crowd is awesome. And him pretty much kind of almost handing the torch to Matt Riddle of him going bro to Matt Riddle is kind of just John Cena going, this is the guy, this is the next guy.
Thank you. Nobody notices that. Everybody thinks that passing up the torch has this huge sentimental WrestleMania.
No,
just
him talking to Matt Riddle and going, dude, I get it, bro.
Bro.
It was
You're the next top guy, bro.
I would love to see next week on Raw, or I would love to see John Cena just cut a promo with Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle has the best storyline on Raw, period, bar none. With RK Bro.
No. Baron Corbin has the best. Oh no, wait, that's SmackDown.
But SmackDown.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about SmackDown, the best storyline on SmackDown is the Bloodline story.
No, it's played out now. Everybody's donating to Baron Corbin, and like John Cena said, that's all. Roman Reigns needs to get dethroned. He's a bad guy. Boo him.
Overrated.
Why do you hang out with a bunch of trolls?
Oh, these aren't the trolls. Trust me.
Now we ain't trolling, bro.
No.
Trolling with what?
Anyway,
and then Matt Riddle has his storyline is dead in water now because there's rumors going around that Randy Orton is going to come back and feud with the Fiend and do something where maybe possibly the Fiend controls Randy Orton like he did to Alexa Bliss.
You know what I heard about that sort of shit? I heard the opposite. So you know how John Cena did the 2 sweet gesture? Somebody on Twitter was like, "What if the Fiend is controlling John Cena?" Because John Cena,
he never explained how he got out of the house.
He never got out. He never explained how he got out of the house. And he did the 2 sweet gesture.
No.
Here's the thing. I do agree. How did you get out of Bray Wyatt's mind space, John Cena? Oh well, who cares? Bray Wyatt, who is that? We don't know. Look at Alexa Bliss. That's the whole reason. And it's frustrating because I'm like,
well, I'm trying to think of any other storylines.
I like your thinking face.
Swerve sources. Swerve has legit sources.
I do. Face. He does. He's got the.
But Riddle's sort of fizzling down. I think the passing of the torch was good. There really isn't anything else going on. He just say, bro, his comedy sticks with Orton are done. I think honestly the best storyline on Raw right now is Lashley and Goldberg starting tonight. There aren't any really. Maybe Nikki Ash. They're really Riddle is good, but they're not. There isn't a storyline. But. And then what do you guys think about Keith Lee? A lot of people on Twitter are going crazy. Oh, Keith Lee's back. He lost to Bobby Lashley.
CR's going back to the limitless CR.
No. The almighty era continues.
I love it. People are hypocrites on Twitter because everybody wants to boo Goldberg and cheer Keith Lee. Nobody's going to buy a $50 ticket to see Keith Lee in the main event. They're going there to see Goldberg. We're 10% of the whole entire wrestling community. People don't go there with their mothers, their fathers, their children's daughters, etc. Knowing the dirt sheets, knowing what we know, going there and going to go boo Goldberg and cheer Keith Lee. They know Goldberg from WCW, Triple H, WWF fame. They're going to go bananas. They're not going to join Keith Lee because a 40-year-old dad or mom was just like, man, I watched that dirt sheet on Wrestling Inc. I should really chew Keith Lee because Vince McMahon didn't push him. Love it. if you're smart enough, you guys know that Keith Lee is just there to push Bobby Lashley, and Goldberg is there to take the L. And I love Goldberg is back, and he's gonna push Bobby Lashley.
He's here to take that title.
Michael Chow TV says Cena doing his free agent gimmick again, where he goes to both Raw and SmackDown. Nah, square wild card rule, baby.
No. We don't need that again.
He is doing it though. He don't have to say.
Oh,
he's doing it.
Not with the whole roster. We do need that again. Nope. No, thank you.
All right.
So what do you think? What do you think about Keith Lee and Goldberg situation, Brett?
Okay, so so here's the thing. It is true. Goldberg.
Oh no! Just continue. I'm gonna go get a water bottle. I'm thirsty.
It is true. Goldberg versus Lashley will be a bigger draw, because of just the name. It's the name, but the thing is that what would be a more interesting match to see? Would it be Keith Lee versus Lashley, or even I would want to see like another go with Kofi. The thing is that the only way that I can get behind this, and I think it's very similar to what happened at the Rumble last year when he fought Drew. It was this year, where Goldberg comes back. He looks at Drew and goes, mind you, it made no sense because he was like, Drew doesn't respect wrestlers. Drew doesn't respect anything we do. I'm like, what are you talking about, Drew? Yes, he does. And it didn't make any sense. But the match, it was a really good match at the Rumble. Really, the match was fine. Like, if you look at the match itself, the match was fine. The reason why the match was actually good was because of us going, oh, great, Goldberg shows up. Goldberg's going to win. He's going to take the belt and have another stupid run until whatever. Like, and then.
But why would you like Lashley over Lesnar? I see where you're coming from. I disagree, though. I think the promos, I think everything about Goldberg is much better than even the wrestling, because even if you want to go back, he's old. It's almost, he has the same equal. His wrestling ability at this point is almost as equal as to Keith Lee's. And
Michael Chow TV says, okay, fine, brand to brand invitational, baby.
Because when I watch Goldberg wrestle, I understand that he's sloppy and he'll mess up. I'm like, oh man, what Goldberg are we gonna get tonight? Are we gonna get the jacked up one? Or my morbid side is just like, oh man, are we gonna get the out of breath one where Bobby Lashley hits him? Honestly, and he's down on the floor catching his breath, having an asthma attack and bleeding. He has the blood dripping from his forehead.
That though, I don't want that from my wrestling.
But I do though. But that's I agree. That's your opinion and my opinion. I love that though.
Agree to disagree, you guys. Let's be
I'm not arguing. This is awesome. I love it. Now we can bounce it off. So, but that's why I love him. And then to counter what you like, and then his promos, just to counteract what you say, I love Goldberg coming in there. You know what, Lashley, you're next. You want it? I'll beat you, yada yada. Bring it. And then what are we gonna get from Keith Lee? Well, this is obscured. I will defeat you and pin you for the 1, 2, 3. And his wrestling has been sloppy. He's injured Karrion Kross. He did a moonsault and slipped. He's almost injured several other wrestlers because of his sloppiness in the ring.
He almost broke his neck too doing that.
Yeah, and he could do a moonsault, but what did he do? Okay, he's awesome.
Look what Shidori says. That was disrespectful, Swerve. You said Keith Lee has the same wrestling ability as Goldberg?
Yeah, so those are my opinions. Like, that's I showed examples. I told you why I believe Goldberg's a better wrestler and a better promo, because I don't want it, because Keith Lee botches and Keith Lee does I am Professor Keith Lee and I will pin you significantly. So that's
in my glory.
What do you say about that though? Like, why would you be a rebuttal to that?
Hold on. Swerve, didn't you do a Keith Lee's overrated video at one point?
Oh yeah, a year ago. It's still living its date. It's still fresh.
Go ahead, Brett. He wants your rebuttal.
So the thing is that as I said, Goldberg versus Lashley is definitely it's a bigger draw. It's a bigger, like, I get it. I understand why Goldberg's there. The only way that I can get behind this match, Goldberg v. Lashley, is if Lashley goes over. Lashley has to go over on Goldberg. I do not care. That's how it has to be. That's why the Drew match worked. Like because WWE played with like we know how WWE books because here's the guy who draws. Oh look, he popped a rating on SmackDown. Let's have Goldberg rip the belt off of the Fiend, even though the Fiend has been kind of revitalized after Hell in a Cell 2019. So and then all Goldberg rips the belt off because he drew a rating. You see what
Shiguri said? Brett talks sense into these people.
So the only way that this can work is if Bobby Lashley beats Goldberg. It shows that Lashley he truly is the Almighty One, and whoever gets to fight Lashley and beat him, I think it'll be like I think Big E will cash in on him. To get revenge for what he did to Kofi. I would love that.
Same here. So like they're adding meat to him. They're giving him they fed him Keith Lee. And I agree, he does need to beat Goldberg, and that'll be the ultimate power fill. Like they're just feeding him. They're feeding him Bobby Lashley. So when he fights Brock Lesnar, he has all that. He has that streak behind him, and in a weird way. Goldberg needs to give him that because if it's Lashley fights Goldberg, it's just like, who did Lashley really defeat? Ooh, a Drew McIntyre who they push out of nowhere from 3MB. And in an awkward, weird way, I'm really digging for this one.
Whoa.
Michael 101591 says he agrees with you, Brett.
Well, I appreciate that. So wait.
I know you're going to get back to that Drew comment, but in a weird way, though, too, we both agree that John Cena giving the bro to Matt Riddle was like, Bro, that was a passing of the torch. Keith Lee coming out to challenge Bobby Lashley was not a passing of the torch without a shadow of a doubt, but it gave Keith Lee a little more oomph. Even though he took the L, it gave him a little bit more power because of that. And we're talking about him.
Hold on. Michael Chow TV. Oh, that's not it. Where is it? Hold on. Michael Chow TV says, put Goldberg in the ring with smaller guys. Works for Lesnar. Goldberg versus Styles would be money. Styles can make anybody look good.
The only good Goldberg match in the current Goldberg is
Shidori with his comments is killing me. Brett is a babyface.
I am white meat babyface. Yeah. The only good match that Goldberg has had with this recent run ever since he's come back is him and Dolph Ziggler. When Dolph Ziggler was like, "No, I'm not done. I'm not done yet," and
CR21 brought that up too. Yeah, I agree with you.
That is the only good match that Goldberg has had.
And good storyline telling with them guys too, because they beefed with each other online and then at a public setting. So that was a good one.
It was that, and I will say it would be would be the Rumble match. I'm just going. Keith Lee should have debuted to fight someone else. It should have been that Bobby has an open challenge, and then all you hear the boom, boom, Goldberg, and he comes out to the open challenge. He's not going to wrestle him. He just does the whole I'm next kind of thing. It should fine. You have Keith Lee debuting, you have him come back. I just don't like it when they have debuts. You beat the guy who debuts. That's not how this works. He's back. Keith Lee is back, and Keith Lee is an amazing wrestler. Now, let me that I've said my part about that. Let me talk about Drew McIntyre because you said a comment about that. Drew McIntyre is fantastic. Drew, he left during after that he left. He went to Impact. He was wrestling in over in Britain, doing stuff in the Indies, being amazing. And he comes back. He goes to NXT, fights Andrade, which is awesome. He goes to NXT, having the matches of his freaking life, and then he shows up on Raw and SmackDown. And then what was frustrating is during the time, he was part of he was with the mid-card vortex of Baron Corbin and him and just kind of being a stooge. And it wasn't up until Royal Rumble 2020 where that Royal Rumble is my favorite Royal Rumble. That story was perfect. You have Brock Lesnar showing up number 1, beating all, like, just destroying guys left, right, and center. And then you have bigger guys, like Samoa Joe comes in, and then you have other guys, and then here comes Drew McIntyre, and Drew's the one who throws him over. And then you keep going and going, and then Edge shows up, and so on and so on. And Drew's the one who goes over, because you have, I think it was Drew, and it was 2 guys from Current, and then 2 legends. And it was like, who's going to win? It was fantastic. And Drew was the one who went over. Drew deserved to be champion. I love Drew McIntyre. Drew is fantastic. I think the reason why some people are tired of Drew is because of the machine. It's not because of Drew. It's because that they pushed him too hard. Why is he getting these multiple rematches? Hence why Bobby Lashley and MVP are like in storyline are going, why are you fighting me again? And I'm like, why am I agreeing with the heels? That's not the case.
Yeah.
So that's just poor booking. It's lazy booking that WWE does most of the time. So like, I didn't agree with the match itself. Now, mind you, it was a fantastic match. Keith Lee looked amazing. Bobby Lashley looked amazing. I just don't agree with the finish. And
Brett, we should do it again with his comment, Brett, with words of wisdom.
So that's all I have to say about that. But again, I'm glad that they have pulled Drew away from the main event scene and he's fighting Jinder Mahal in the mid card. This is good as long as he doesn't stay there. As long as he goes back to the top of months from now, whatever. But this is fine, and it gives him reason why he has to take his eye off the prize because he can't fight for the prize anymore. It doesn't
Speaking of prizes, I heard that he's supposed to be fighting Jinder Mahal, and they're actually going to put that sword on the line. So that'll be a little weird incentive that I like. I like quirky stuff like that.
Sure. Michael Shaw TV brings up Goldberg lost to Drew, lost to Braun. How does he win against Lashley? Raw. Lashley versus Goldberg in Saudi Arabia.
That is very streaky. Hear that, Brett?
Never mind. Money on Goldberg.
He's lost a lot of matches, Goldberg. Does he win? Does he actually defeat Bobby Lashley?
He shouldn't.
Yes.
He shouldn't.
Let's go, Goldberg.
He shouldn't, but
he shouldn't.
Goldberg should be the WWE champion.
I don't need. I want at SummerSlam, Roman should beat John Cena.
Of course he's going to beat John Cena. We all know he's going to beat John Cena.
Does he win somehow and then we forget about it because Big E Langston cashes in on Goldberg and that boosts him up? Ugh, that's a weird one. That's that Michael brought up.
And maybe that would be the case, but I feel like the thing is that
Lashley needs.
The thing is, Goldberg's the face. That's the problem. Goldberg is the face.
Oh, that will change. Oh, that is no. Yeah, he won't change because we are the 10%, and the fans marked out for Goldberg big time tonight. And yeah, they will not. They will not.
Face. Goldberg is the face. No, because of the storyline they're telling. No. It's the storyline they're telling. It's
so what's the conclusion that we're drawing here? That somehow Goldberg, or as some people are calling him Oldberg, is gonna defeat Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley's old too. They will call Bobby Lashley's 45, and when Goldberg was 45, they were calling him Oldberg too. So let's see the hypocrites come out in a few later. So
yeah, so is that what the conclusion we're coming here? That Goldberg is somehow going to beat Bobby Lashley?
The conclusion is that we're talking a lot about this because of Goldberg, and if it was just because of Keith Lee, the hype wouldn't be there.
I can give you that. It's Goldberg is a monkey wrench in this.
For sure. He's just
as I said, he is a draw. That I understand why he's there. But I'm not. I don't. There's a difference between. I don't care about Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley versus John Cena versus Roman Reigns. Goldberg and Cena are big superstars. People know him. They are household names. But I care way more about John Cena versus Roman Reigns because of the storyline that is being told. Goldberg shows up and Goldberg doesn't Goldberg is just I show up and I say I'm next.
People in the chat, do you think the roles get reversed though? You think at the main event people cheer for Bobby Lashley and boo Goldberg at SummerSlam?
I think
that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. No.
Where's it being held at? Is it being held in a Mark City?
Las Vegas.
Yeah, that might be because people don't live in Las Vegas. People travel to Las Vegas, so it might be the marks traveling overseas or whatever to go to Las Vegas, gamble, and then it would be like the real fans. People that are in Las Vegas aren't going to be like. I think it might. Well, we'll have to see. It's going to be a good match. That's for sure.
I disagree with you on that because Double or Nothing, that was actually a really good market for AEW. Yes, people traveled to Double or Nothing, the very first one in Vegas, but that was also actually a good market for AEW. AEW has proven that
that's a mark crowd. So that
if you want a mark crowd, that's Chicago. And even then, we had All Outs and all.
Brent's gonna be at All Out.
Yeah, I'm going All Out, and all of that. So but here's the thing: if WWE has kind of has done the whole the thing is that with WWE's audience is that I think right now we're getting an audience who is going to boo the heel and cheer the face. That's why I was so surprised where on Friday on SmackDown, Roman comes out. I'm like, okay, are you going to get cheered or are you going to get booed? Because Roman is fantastic. I love Roman Reigns, but I was like, okay, are they going to boo him or are they going to cheer him? And they booed him. They booed him.
A few more cheers though were out there because he did give him the finger though towards the end. So they're creeping in there, but there were definitely more boos though, more than usual.
I can't see that. No, I honestly the thing is that he's getting booed and he's going to continue getting booed because now people. Why would I'll go ahead and look. I'm a mark. I'm an AEW mark. I'll go ahead and do that.
We all know you're an AEW mark.
I'm an AEW mark too. That's why I know that the marks were in Las Vegas, and if they're going to Las Vegas SummerSlam, they will boo Goldberg.
But if you have good fans, the thing is, I don't get it why. I love MJF. MJF is a fantastic heel. I'm going to boo MJF.
Yeah,
I booed Jericho when he was healing when he first showed up, and now I cheer for Jericho as a face. I would boo if I went to a WWE show. If I went to SummerSlam, I would boo Roman Reigns. I would boo John Morrison and The Miz. I would be because that's what you do. When fans are down with their product, and right now they're doing it SmackDown, Money in the Bank, and this Raw. I love this Raw. This is a 5 out of 5 show.
I agree. It was a good show. I'm surprised a couple people hated it, man. If Michael's in here in 101, he hated it. Steve didn't like it.
No,
I actually liked tonight's show.
Here's the thing.
Hey, mark crowds in LA, Chicago, and here. We are not marks, okay?
Chicago, Philly, New York are the ones that come to my mind. Los Angeles is sort of.
We hardly ever get wrestling. WWE skipped us.
I don't like that term of mark crowds. Look, I can see why. Because, in Chicago and the Midwest, is wrestling country. I get why people say it. I don't like that comment because, okay, so we follow the product and we want to, we follow more of it because we love wrestling. I don't like it because the whole mark crowds is oh, they're going to cheer and boo the reverse because they don't care. Well, then the whole reason that happens is because WWE's booking has been lazy. If the whole Thunderdome Raws, especially, have been absolutely garbage.
Maybe the wrestlers suck. Honestly, maybe Keith Lee sucks.
What? No, it's the booking. It's the creative.
We're veering off. That's why they call me Swerve. But maybe they suck because have you ever heard these guys talk when they're not on WWE TV, when they're not scripted, when they're on their cameos? They can't even cut a cameo by themselves.
I don't know what you're talking about. Did you watch WrestleMania Night 1? Did you watch?
Oh, well, when they did the rain delay, I heard, I don't know. It was 50-50. I heard that some of it was produced and some of it wasn't.
No, that was all straight up.
And Lashley sucked at that promo. MVP carried him big time. And because he's a vet. But then, and then also another thing that for some reason I wanted to pop up my head with, the reason why a lot of people probably don't like, we're the ones that like Keith Lee supposedly, but the popular crowd, the crowd that goes to Raw and SmackDown really don't know about Keith Lee, and
it's because I was talking about this. The thing is that the problem is that WWE doesn't promote NXT. They the crowd who the people who watch Raw and SmackDown don't watch NXT. There are some, but it's probably only maybe 10 to 20% max who watch Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and all of that.
Michael Charles says you brought up a good point, Swerve.
So that's the whole reason. Like that's why Keith Lee and I hated that
Goldberg's contract is 2 matches a year, and he already wrestled one. If Goldberg wins, the 30-day title is off TV for the rest of the year. Either Goldberg loses or gets cashed in on.
Yep.
And I don't know, did he wrestle 2 times last year? Because I know he wrestled one time he got injured. Was there another match? And does it roll over? So does that match he didn't have? Okay.
No, but it's just 2. I believe he wrestled 2 matches last year. I believe.
Yeah, he wrestled twice.
He did. Okay.
Against the Fiend and then against Braun.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's 2 more matches this year as well, or
no? He already wrestled one.
He's won one, which was the Rumble.
Yeah.
Now he gets his second, which is the SummerSlam match.
So that tells us. Okay. That tells us, like Michael Chow said, that tells us one of 2 things. He's either losing, or he'll win and he'll get cashed in on.
Only thing is, Goldberg is not walking out champion. There you go.
Yeah. So we know Goldberg's not walking out champion, guaranteed.
Again, it's just as I said, I don't care. And maybe next week I'll give a crap, but right now,
you don't care.
Goldberg saying I'm next. Great, I've seen this before.
But you would want that, don't you want that for Bobby Lashley to get this W underneath his belt that he beat Goldberg?
Yeah, I do.
I want it for.
But
Lashley.
what would be a more fun match to watch? Him and Goldberg, where I'm going to get just finishers ahoy. Or a match between Keith Lee, Kofi Kingston.
Nah. I ain't playing with Keith Lee.
Hey, you never know.
Am I the only one who watches NXT here?
No, we watch NXT, but then you're gonna go. Brock Lesnar, the man, MMA. He defeated Undertaker. He's fighting Bobby Lashley, who defeated Keith Lee. Hell no! He fought Bobby Lashley, who defeated Keith Lee and Goldberg. Oh shit!
Here's the thing. What is that? So are you here's the thing. I would rather see Brock Lesnar be the one instead. Brock Lesnar being the one show up to fight Lashley.
Not now. Lashley hasn't defeated anybody. This is his path to fight Goldberg. He needs a.
He defeated Xavier Woods though. Swear, come on, man.
He defeated Xavier Woods. He destroyed Kofi Kingston last night, and now he
beat Drew though. He beat Drew 3 times.
That's true.
And Drew beat Brock Lesnar.
That's a big deal.
That is
a big deal.
That fed him.
See, there we go. So, anyway.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, Shidori's
words of wisdom over here.
Shidori's got your back, Brett. They don't understand.
Shidori, we understand, man, but we're just talking about what's the bigger draw.
Yeah.
That's not what okay.
I know, but you said you would love to see Bobby Lashley and Keith Lee go on the mic. He's bringing up an up-and-coming young guy. He can do backflips. Bobby Lashley, then Keith Lee will do a suplex off the top rope. It'll be an awesome match. He'll bring out the wrestling, and then and that's it. Okay, that's it. Bobby Lashley will beat him either at SummerSlam or beat him like he did tonight. And where does Keith Lee still go? Keith Lee gets tossed to the back.
All I'm saying is that you got Goldberg, which is going to be a draw. We all agree with that. Am I excited for it? No, because the story right now, and again, it's just Goldberg saying I'm next. I hope to God that next week we get a reason why. But as I said, I don't agree with the finish where you have Keith Lee debut. He's back from injury and he loses.
So what if he beat Bobby Lashley? If Keith Lee beats Bobby Lashley tonight?
They booked themselves into a corner, which it just seems like they always do that. This shouldn't have been. I said this should not have been the match.
So
Keith Lee should have fought. I don't care, Drew Gulak or.
Why is Keith Lee fighting Drew Gulak? That's fucked up. The machine is messed up. Drew Gulak is a 205 Live guy. They're burying him. Why is that? At least have him fight Bobby Lashley. That would be the sentiment of the crowd if that happened. You just said he could fight anybody. You picked Drew Gulak, and people would have gone crazy. Just how Karrion Kross lost to Jeff Hardy, who's a main event superstar right now. He's on main event losing to Shelton Benjamin.
Mind you, I don't understand why. I honestly thought this was going to be Karrion Kross was going to go over, and he didn't. And that's like Karrion Kross should have went over. Karrion
No
Kross
more
should have went
words.
over.
Yeah.
No more words.
If I were Karrion Kross, I would stay on NXT.
No way. You don't want to stay on NXT because you want to be. Everybody wants to be a movie star. You want to be on cable. NXT is for marks that want to go back to wrestle. Now you want to be on USA.
Look at Brett's face.
They need to go to
want-
AEW Dark Elevation, local channel.
USA, you want to be on USA at 8 p.m. going against Monday Night Football. Your face wants to be seen going against the NBA Finals. You don't want to be on NXT with 600,000 people looking at you and you going against LL Cool J for Law and Order. Nobody's going to notice you there. But with Karrion Kross, that does suck, and I think they're sort of teaching him a lesson because I heard that the guys in NXT were talking smack about him. That's where he squashed all the quote-unquote vanilla midgets. But this is his way of getting up there. Like, all right, we boosted you up at NXT. We're going to test your ego. Can you take an L going against Jeff Hardy? Are you going to complain backstage? Or are we going to complain that we took Scarlett away from you? Let's see. We love you. We see the gimmick in you. We're going to test you. That's what I think.
Michael Chow TV says, I like Keith Lee, but his loss isn't a surprise. Keith Lee's very last match before tonight was a loss to Bobby Lashley on Raw before his time off. Is that true? I don't remember.
No,
Where's Shidori? Where's Shidori knows to verify that.
What happened is that I believe he lost to Lashley, and then he was going to be in the U.S. Title.
The triple threat.
But before that, he got injured. And then he got replaced with Morrison. That's like
there you go.
And it was frustrating. Like, look, here's the thing. I've seen Keith Lee wrestle outside of the WWE machine.
That was 50 pounds ago, and before he had gray hair. Let's keep it real. I look at him and I look at Keith Lee and I look at Big E Langston, and if you told me one of them was the football player, I sure as hell wouldn't pick Keith Lee as a former NFL football player. I'd be like, Big E Langston. Big E Langston is the football player.
Brett's not having it tonight.
Brett's not having it.
Who got the charisma? Who has the charisma? Keith Lee or Big E?
Are you kidding me?
No way.
Oh, yes.
Brett's like, I'm not gonna come on here anymore.
Evolution has better charisma than
Oh my God! What are you doing?
Excuse me, Hill. This is May I interrupt this argument, please? This is Keith Lee.
Brett's probably not gonna want to come up here anymore.
Nah, I love it. This is good. This is healthy, man. I love it.
Look, Shidori. It says Brett. #Brett deserves better.
Okay, damn Shidori, man. You wanted his number? We'll drop his number down if you donate. Brett will give out his. But
Steve says, "I'm out. Peace out."
Later, Steve.
Peace out.
Michael 101591 says, "This is the best stream tonight. One of the best. Okay, right behind Swerve Show's stream earlier."
Nah, this is I love it. This is a good argument. It's that but
Look at Brett's face.
Man.
All right, I guess.
Brett's disgust.
Thank you, Michael 101591. He says.
What else happened on tonight's Raw that we could talk about? We brought up John Cena. I think we talked about Keith Lee and Bobby Lashley. Did we talk about them yet?
Yeah. About what?
We talked about Karrion Kross versus Jeff Hardy a little bit. Any other debut? We talked about Nikki Ash. That was awesome.
Alexa's Playground.
John Cena, the Open.
Yeah, that was good. That was. I think he's holding up a little bit.
We talked about that.
Yeah. I guess we've talked about everything, right? We've talked about. We went 47 minutes overtime.
That's what's up, man. Hell yeah, I love arguing with Brett.
We got 13 minutes left in it.
Oh, Shidori says you're the voice of the voiceless, Brett. He's basically Kanye CM Punk.
Yeah, let's go.
Where's Michael at? Where's Michael Shaw TV at? Michael Shaw got my back. Let's go.
I don't know where he's at. I'll send him a DM.
No, but like I would say this I love this Raw. This Raw flew by. I didn't feel the 3 hours at all. This was fantastic.
Oh my God, Michael 101591 says keep Brett as a regular every week.
If I can.
If he can, he does have, he works 2 jobs. So.
Oh, I work multiple jobs. I do my show almost all the time. That's my job. That's what I do.
All right. Yeah. All right. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Let's start with CR. CR, do you have anything to plug or promote?
Might be doing a watch along tomorrow for Game 6, Bucks and the Suns.
For gay sex?
Game
Six.
6.
Oh, Game
Swerve.
6.
Come on, bro.
Oh my God! Look at Shidori here. Moral of the story: Brett is right. Everyone else is wrong.
Yes! That is right.
Come out of here.
We got some business
Thunderdome.
talk
We ain't in a
boys.
Thunderdome. Screw you guys.
Oh, God.
You're
All
wrong.
right, you were saying
Hashtag
here?
Brett was right. Hashtag Brett is right.
Yeah, that was it. And thanks for having me on the show.
Of course, always a pleasure. What about you, Brett? You got anything to plug or promote?
Yes. So I'm Brett J. Rasmussen. I am the leading host and showrunner of the Brotherhood of Geeks. Go ahead and follow me on subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/Brotherhood of Geeks. I cover video games, TV, movies, and I may be covering wrestling in the future.
He's going all out, people.
I can't wait for all out. But yes, I'm actually we have our PlayStation podcast called Dual Shocked. I just covered the State of Play where we got some demo of Deathloop. And I'll be covering some other video game news and other things like that. We do unboxings, we do reactions, we do reviews. I'm working on my review of Ratchet and Clank: A Rift Apart right now, which is fantastic. On the PS5. I'm having a good time with that game. And yeah, but I very much love talking about wrestling, and if I can show up, I can. But yeah, come to the Brotherhood of Geeks if you like video games and movies and TV shows, and sometimes wrestling, because I do talk about wrestling on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DualShockedBOG. That's DualShockkedBOG. That's the name of our PlayStation podcast, DualShockedBOG. And they can also follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Brotherhood of Geeks when we stream and play some video games and stuff.
What about you, Swerve Show? Do you got anything to plug or promote?
Yeah, I got my website to plug called KeithLeeSucks.com. We live every day. We started this. It's been in the making for a while. I like to shout out nobody who goes there because nobody cares about Keith Lee. We.
Oh my God! You just have something wrong with you.
I'm promoting.
You're just wrong.
He's promoting his show, man.
He's promoting his show.
Nobody believes it.
Ah!
Also, GoldbergIsAwesome.com. Got 2 websites. And I'm just on a summer schedule. It's either up and we're either doing watch-alongs or reviews or whatever, just uploading funny stuff. Nothing too crazy until the fall starts and begins. Just hanging out with the guys and the gals here and you guys up in the chat room. This was an awesome night, awesome arguing, awesome talking back and forth, an awesome night of Raw, like Brett said. And that's all I got to say about that. Thank you for having me on, Dattila.
Of course, always a pleasure. You guys are always welcome to come up in here with me, All right. So that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching. This has been the longest stream I've done to date. So I appreciate everybody that stopped by and chatted. You guys were popping, so I really appreciate everyone. Thank you guys all so much. Thank you, CR. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Swerve Show, for all coming on and making the stream so much fun for me. You guys, thank you guys all so much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and maybe we'll see you guys on Wednesday after AEW Dynamite. And Michael Chow TV just popped in saying, I'm here, Swerve. I was just on my phone with Vince discussing how many rematches we are doing next week. Every rematches seem good. Ever Rise and Swerve rules.
Who said that?
Michael Chow.
Yeah, Brett, suck it! Anyways.
Thank you guys all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys maybe on Wednesday. Have a great night. Bye, everybody.
Hell yeah.